Hey everybody, we are tickled watermelon and Kelly Green to be with you today. It's been a nutty month,
Yes,
really.
it has.
Um, we is tired, we is struggling. We have been talking for 5 minutes and not recorded,
Gordon.
but here we are.
Praise the Lord.
Lord,
Saint.
thanks.
We are here and so happy to be back with you. But this is life. When life is going fast, you start forgetting stuff. It's not just age related, it's just life related. Okay. So just buckle up and just go with it. Go with it. So
You
you all, you
do.
experience life with us and we'll be all right. Travel this train together. Get on this train.
You're on the love train, love train.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Or soul train. Hey.
You too, Smitty Smith, can climb aboard the struggle bus.
Yes. Yes.
But anyway, Mom, what's been going on with you?
Like it's entering into the caregiving season of a relative, and it's it's challenging. This is probably the most challenging thing that your dad and I have had to do. And I mean, it's just so many moving pieces and the bureaucracy of the medical system and the Medicare and the Medicaid and it's just it's something. And then on top of that, wanting to do the best that you can and the right thing for your loved one. So caregiving, that's a whole nother animal. And one day, we may actually have a session on that and have some people that we can talk to because it's challenging. It's challenging.
That's a key topic, especially, in your season of life, for sure. And something even for me as a young person, I want to know and be aware about because that season may come for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My prayers that you guys remain healthy and able to do for yourselves as long as you can, but
Yes, yes,
absolutely.
yes,
But we got to
yes.
be prepared for come what may, whatever that looks like. So
That's right. That's right.
have these conversations.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's important. Have conversations while you are well and healthy, and you can get some things, in order and stuff. So, whole nother subject, but it's a good one.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
what about you? What has life been like for you?
It's been crazy. COVID-19 affected everybody, and I do mean everybody in some way, shape, or form. And for us, it caused my husband to be out of work for 5 or 6 months because his entire industry was shut
Hmm. Yep, that's
for
right.
that entire time. But glory to God, he is back to work. I'm so appreciative and so thankful for God sustaining us and providing over that period of time miraculously.
Yeah, yeah.
But for him being a bivocational pastor, his work life balance causes some very um, creative challenges for us. So getting back into the swing of his schedule and mine, and this is why, folks, we haven't been with you for the past couple of weeks. We announced a couple sidebar sessions that didn't happen because life did. So again, we've missed you all. We've missed doing
Yes,
this.
yes, yes.
And so today we wanted to come on and do something fun for Fun Friday. Let's get away from life for a second and talk
Yes.
about another favorite F of ours, food.
Food, comfort, comfort, good hug.
Yes, yes. So going into our holiday season, Christmas really is tomorrow. It really is.
Tell you that all the time. It's next week.
So we got, for those that do Halloween, that's coming up next week. But then there's the Thanksgiving holiday, and then the Christmas holiday, the two where we tend to overeat and then run to the gym in January. So we
Yes.
wanted to deal with the Ten Commandments of food. Mom blessed me with a special featurette on my blog, macthemaverick.com, the 10 Commandments of Food. And so we wanted to come on and chat about that a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Shafran asked me to just write, something that I like, and I do. I like and love food. And so I did it in a creative way, and it's a humorous way, because that's me. I can find the funny in anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything. Some stuff folks will say, that's not funny. You can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just look hard enough. So, so I wrote the 10 Commandments of food. And it's not what you think. It's a little, but it's, like I say, this is Fun Friday, and we're just going to have fun with it, and we're going to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just run through each one and kind of just talk about them. Sounds good, Fred?
Sounds like a plan.
All righty, let's go with number one. Okay, and the way it's laid out, I actually state the real commandment, the one that's in the Bible, and then my take on it. Okay,
Mhm.
and Ron, you just jump in. Okay.
Okay.
Number one, you shall have no other gods before me. And this is what I say. I have struggled with my weight most of my adult life, and I have, truly, still do. And you know what my problem is? I love food, and so that's a struggle all in itself. I like the smell, the taste, and the comfort of food. I'm thinking of the next meal before it even happens, and that's so true. I could be at
But
night. I'm laying down in bed getting ready to sleep. I'm thinking about, okay, what I'm gonna eat for breakfast, what will I cook for lunch, what will I cook for dinner. I'm just planning it all out. I anticipate how it's going to taste and how it's going to make me feel. I center most of my activities around food. And I think a lot of this comes from my childhood. Food was, we always had Sunday dinners together, and food was a center, like I said, a centerpiece. It was the main attraction. And I just got used, that is how I celebrate. That is how it's like I say, it's comfort. So I think it has a lot to do with the manner in which my family used food. Um, but thankfully, I don't have any major health problems, and I'm not morbidly obese. But is that truly the way to put food in its proper place in your life? Or is it ruling or becoming my God? So that's why I say you shall have no other gods before me. Food can become a God. So put God, go ahead.
The more I think about this, I'm looking for a particular scripture, so don't mind me. Uh,
Hmm.
it's like a drug. You were talking about how you look forward to the next meal before it happens. I could have just eaten, and I'm already thinking about, ooh, what am I gonna eat? I'm gonna eat this and this and this and this.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's like a drug because you're chasing the high of that sensory experience.
I had never thought about it like that, but you're exactly right. You want that feeling that you just had. And so you continue, that's why you continue to eat. And that's why, because yeah, that's a good one, Fran. And it can be an addiction. It really can.
That is why food addiction is very much a real thing. You hit the nail on the head. Um, you're always chasing that next sensory experience.
Mm. Help me, Lord.
Seriously, though.
Huh?
Seriously, though. It's
Yeah,
for real. My
it's
life
real.
revolves around food. I'm just a social eater.
Yes, yes, right. That's true. Right. I'm just a social eater. Right. That's another good one. I'm going to get to that. And so to combat that and making sure that we don't let this food become our God,
Mhm.
consult him first about our meals, our activities, even treats. Ask God. I've started to do that. Lord, okay, what do you want me to eat today? It may seem silly, it may seem trivial, but he already knows. And so just consult. He will help. I'm not, like I say, it is a struggle. It's a day-to-day struggle. I am not mastered this, okay? But these are things that I'm trying. So,
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
And so to cap this one off, I say he's a good God. He
Yeah.
won't hog all the food and take away all the fun. So he can balance it for us. Don't be afraid that he's gonna just make you put everything away.
Right, right.
So that is you shall have no other gods before me. People don't let food be your God. Number two, you shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. That's still almost similar to this one is basically having no idols. And so I said, don't make an idol out of someone else's cooking. Let your cooking be as unique as you are.
Mhm.
If you a soul food cook, great. If you like to cook vegan or vegetarian dishes, great. If you are experimenter or creative like you are, great. Let God use you in the kitchen and serve him by serving others. Yeah, don't idolize, man, oh, she's such a great cook. She's such a great cook. She does. And granted, there are some people that just throw down, but you can learn how to make your own meals. You can learn how to be creative. You can learn, to cook for your palate, for
Mhm.
you, because you're the one eating it. And if you like it, hats off. Wonderful. Okay. Wonderful.
Defer. That's so good though, because we, especially in our community, and I would say especially down south, we clown each other so hard about our food preferences and the
Yes.
way we cook. You get
Yes.
the full scale arguments about whether to use Velveeta or make a bechamel sauce in your macaroni and cheese. You
So
know,
true.
we posted a video the other week about a guy critiquing this lady's sweet tea recipe. You got
Exactly. Exactly.
that's my sweet tea,
That's my sweet tea, right? But
But
yeah.
I was in the grocery store earlier, and I had one of those random thoughts that I always have, where my imagination goes wild. I saw a lady with some cheese and what looked like maybe a frozen lasagna. I said, like, what if she is taking that lasagna and putting extra cheese on it?
That's
I would,
exactly what she was doing. More than likely.
and that may not even have been what she had in her hand. My mind just made that up. But I said, you know
Oh,
what? It's okay. If that is what she doing, it's her lasagna. She got a right.
right.
It's a free country. I have a right to eat extra cheese on my Stouffer's.
Exactly. Exactly.
Power to
Exactly.
you.
Power to you. That's right.
You
That's
will absolutely get me clown for raisins in your potato salad, though.
This is true. Now, some things are totally off limits. Let's not go. Let's not take this too far.
Oh, hold on, hold on,
Hold on.
hold
Hold
on.
up. Hold up.
You taking it too fast.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, number two, don't make an idol of someone else's cooking. Be
Mhm.
you. Okay. Number three, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Treat food with respect. Use the names properly. A snack is not a two-piece meal with a biscuit and two sides. That's not a snack. That is a meal. Dessert is not a cheesecake sampler.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. And an entree is not all the yeast rolls you can eat at Logan's Roadhouse, along with the salad, the steak, the baked potato, loaded, guilty as charged.
I feel seen.
But yeah, see, you know, we will say, I'm just gonna eat, just get a little snack. And yeah, you got the bag of potato chips instead of getting a look, just first, maybe potato chips not the best snack, but then you got them anyway. And instead of a handful, you started eating out of the bag, and before you know it, you got the whole bag. Okay, that's not a snack, people. Okay.
No, it absolutely is not. And it goes back, like for me, I've been doing noon since March.
Okay.
And putting in perspective, like for real, the daily caloric allowance. So I want to say the recommended allowance for like maintenance, what you could maximum eat is like 2,000 calories, right?
Okay.
I am trying to do 1,620 every day
Okay.
because I'm trying
Okay.
to lose weight. But when I go out to eat and I look at the menu items and I'm sitting down to dinner and the entree is like 1,200 calories,
Hmm.
that's 3/4 of the day.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about putting it, in perspective and calling it what it is.
Hmm.
That's really two meals. I need to pack up half of that and eat it later.
That's so true. I mean, that happened to me yesterday. First of all, I got too hungry and I went too long, right? So that's another whole thing. And I went and got a hamburger and fries and everything. And then I started looking, and after I ate it, I looked at the calories and I was like, I've consumed a day's calorie with just this.
Yes.
That's the hamburger almost. So, you really have to be conscious of what you're eating, how much you're eating, all of that. If your goal, I'll say, is weight loss, or
Just health.
and just health in general. That's true. You may not actually be trying to lose weight, but you still want to be healthy. And what we eat and how we eat it, they all go hand in hand. So
Because 1,200 calories of lard, ain't gonna do you much good either.
this is true. This is true. This is true. This is true. All I can say is true. All right, people. Number 4, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Okay, I said work 6 days and rest on the seventh. Most of us are very busy during the week with work, school, meetings, after school activities, church activities, and the list goes on. If meals are prepared during the week, oftentimes they're not eaten together. But I say worship, rest, and keep the Sabbath by spending time with family and friends over a good meal, or share your dinner with the elderly relative or neighbor. Some of my, and that's what I saw, some of my fondest memories are our Sunday dinners. And so, keeping the Sabbath can mean many things. And I think, trying to at least get one day out of the week um, that you eat together, that's important. Yes,
Mhm.
it is, because we are in such a hurried world, and like we said, life does happen, but sitting at that table together and sharing and talking, no cell phones and different things like that. Okay, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one.
And I will insist that My my funny favorites at the table were probably the prehistoric equivalent of a cell phone. I didn't realize that at the time. Even though I was engaging and actually talking to people at the table, it wasn't like this.
Mhm.
But, you
You
know,
were doing something else instead of actually being present.
100% present.
100% present. That's true. I think we all are guilty of that. Um, so it's something to aspire to. It's something to try. And it may not be a Sunday. It may be another day during the week. Every day, people's schedules are different, but try, at least once, I say it's at least once a week to share a meal together.
That's
So
good.
yeah, yeah. Number 5, honor your father and mother, that your days be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. Treasure those recipes Medea and Grandmama gave you, or that grilling tip that Uncle Ned, always did, with the shoes and the socks and the sandals on, that potato salad, you know, because with it, I know, he got, if he don't have them shoes with them socks or them sandals with them toes, we kind of question it.
The Jesus
Is he
15.
legitimate? Exactly. Is he legitimate? Okay. So, um, that's kind of honoring your parents, honoring the people that, came before you. And because when they're gone, and you're going to want to know how they fix that dressing or how they fix that potato salad or that secret sauce. And so you can pass those recipes down. And every time you cook them, you can think about
Mm-hmm.
Nana, mother, your grandma, whatever you want to call them. So,
Well, I got a serious question about
no. Okay, go ahead.
that. At what age do you get to start bringing stuff to the family dinners?
That's a good one. What age?
And what? Because there's an epidemic. There's an epidemic happening in families.
Mm-hmm.
You have the generation gap of the seniors or whomever that do all the cooking, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then
That's true.
there's the gap of the young people who are perpetually accused of not being able to cook. This hasn't happened in our family, but you see that accusation or the assumption is so
Mm-hmm.
these
Mm-hmm.
kids don't know how to cook. These kids don't know this. Just bring some paper plates. Just bring some drinks. I don't want you in here when I'm cooking.
That is the
But
truth.
you don't learn those recipes.
That's
Your
true.
kids won't learn the recipes if you keep kicking them out, first of all.
That's the truth. That's true. You're right. You're right.
But back to my question, what happens when the older people die? Like somebody gotta cook, somebody gotta make the dressing.
Well,
At
that's
what point do you get ushered
yeah,
into
too big.
the buffeteria rotation?
Yeah. But that's a good point. I think then what should be happening is, like you said, we should be teaching you how to fix these, prepare these recipes early on so that you can, I don't know if there's a certain rite of passage age, but at some point you start, bringing said dish, potato salad,
Oh,
dressing and things. Because you're right, if we never teach you or anything, you can have that recipe in front of you, but it's generally some tricks and tips that, you know, if you needed to have watched and been able to prepare. So
or
good point.
likewise, everybody's family recipe, Big Mama and Aunt Gloria and Frank and them didn't get those recipes by not cooking. They probably got them and then they kept tweaking them until
That's
they
true.
got what they wanted. So your young person might be practicing every day. Your young person might be taking your recipe and,
Hmm.
and kicking it up a notch, but you ain't
That's
gonna
true.
know it because you're steadily asking them to bring some Mr. P or some Dr. Thunder.
That is true. That is true. That is true. That is true. We got to take a chance on the young people. That's what you're saying, basically. Let them go on and bring one of them.
Yes.
Bring one of them
Put
dishes.
aside. Say what, Mama?
You're right. I said bring one of those dishes. Start with a side.
Yes.
Something simple. And let them bring it. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Good point.
And don't shame them either. Like if you do
That's
the
true.
folded plate and you pull them to the side and make a suggestion, you know.
Right, but don't say, "Ooh, like who made these green beans?"
Nobody's gonna say it out loud though. They gonna whisper around the table. Don't eat.
That is true. That is true. You're right. You sure right. They're gonna be, who made these green beans? Oh. Or they're gonna be left. Nobody,
That's it.
Yeah, that'll be the only dish that did not get eaten. You'll know the dish that's not good. Sitting there.
Somebody spread it a rumor. Well, it may not be a rumor.
It may not be a rumor.
You know you bring somebody to your family gathering wherever the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to tell them who's cooking not to eat.
This is so true. You got to. Or the opposite, you walk in and say, who made potato salad?
You got to know. You got to know.
Who made macaroni and cheese?
Certain things you have to, the tunas, egg salad.
Anything that's mixed, all that stuff that's mixed, you got to know. You have to know.
It's almost like my kids can spend the night over there. Well, my kids, y'all can spend the night over here.
Come over here, but right.
Potato salads almost stay within a family.
Because those type things are so different. You're gonna get a different variation of a dressing, a salad, all that kind of stuff, no matter who fixes it. You're right. So it's kind of you're right, it stays in a family. You know, they're gonna make it a certain way. You go to another family, it's gonna be totally different. Yeah. That's just how it is.
You can eat my potato salad, but I ain't coming over there and eating yours. It's basically the size of it.
Pretty much. So hands down, let the young people try to cook. Bring them on into the potluck. Is that to the family reunion? Okay.
You might. And the last thing, you might elevate.
Number 6.
Forget you there. Not really. But you might elevate the palate of your family too, because my generation is starting to cook more non-traditional stuff.
And I agree with that. And then you never know, one of your young people may become a professional chef. That may be something they just love to do, and they are actually great at it. But you never gave them a chance. So I agree. Number 6, you shall not murder. Do not kill your family's spirit with your food choices. Yeah. Yes, it's good for the whole family to eat healthy, but do you have to subject your 8 and 10-year-old to the keto diet, or no carbs, or no sugar, or no fat? Or don't physically kill them either by cooking everything in butter, covered with cheese, and deep fried. You get the picture. So we can murder either way, okay? Don't do this, people. Don't do this. Don't do that. If you're on a diet or a special diet, that's fine. But don't have the whole household doing that. Not if they don't want to.
Yeah. I think it's important to go both ways with that, because it's easier in a way to stick to a plan or a lifestyle change if you have the support of people who aren't going to push food on you, whatever the case. Because sometimes we'll be sitting on the couch and literally I'll see Casper's hand come and put like a cracker or a cookie in my mouth. It's hilarious. But we try to do
him doing that.
Say what, Mama?
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see him doing that.
We kind of do it to each other. We be wanting to taste each other's food. But doing that together I don't force my restrictions on him,
Mm-hmm.
and he honors my choices as well. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
trying to, if I ask him to go get me something to eat, he'll get something semi-healthy. But
Mm-hmm.
to your point about, just that you do you. I'm not over here cutting all the carbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
childhood obesity is a really big epidemic in this country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And your food habits, they start in your formative years.
That's
So
right.
wondering, later on in life, why you kind of struggling with
Mm-hmm.
your relationship with
Mm-hmm.
food.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how you were brought up. Think about how your food was always prepared and what you're accustomed to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you're totally on point with that.
I'm thinking in my head. That's something when you said how you were brought up. Okay, when we were young, little. Like I said, we food was everything, right? And there was this restaurant. People may know about. It was called Bonanza, and
Mm-mm.
Bonanza was nothing but a Logan's that we have today. But now, mind you, we probably no older than 10 on down. Me starting right. We go in there, and Dad was always like, get what you want, eat what you want. We ordered this what we call the number four. The number four was a huge, their biggest chop steak with baked potato, everything. Little children eating the number fours. Ask your uncle. We'll never forget it. So
That's
yeah.
wild. And how do we order now? The number four. On
Yeah.
down the generations.
Yeah. You want the biggest thing on the menu. It's a shame.
In retrospect,
In retrospect, right. Not sorry, mom, dad, but you know,
but you know what? People will be like, well, kids don't like this, that, and the other, but they're kind of conditioned, I assume, and you tell me if I'm wrong, by what we feed them.
yes, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. If you serve a variety of foods, I think children will begin to, like certain things. I'm of the mindset, I don't like that. Well, have you tried it?
Yeah. Sushi.
Yeah. So, okay, anyway. I'm not eating the raw fish. Okay.
Anyway.
Number 7. Oh, people see children. That's what I'm talking about right here. I don't care how old they are, they still. That's what I'm talking about. Number 7, you shall not commit adultery. You're probably wondering, how in the world am I going to relate this one to food? Well, it has been said that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Preparing food is often used to display cooking skills or even express love.
Absolutely.
And most men receive a homemade meal as an act of love. You can have the best of intentions, but be very careful when you're taking them dishes over to help the recent widower or the single man or single parent, because you don't want to cook up the wrong thing, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, don't be taking them dishes over there uninvited. I'm just, just want to help. I just want to, see what you do. No, let them invite you. And especially don't be taking them over there to somebody else that ain't yours, okay? So,
Well, it's an open, not so secret. My husband preaches this from the pulpit that he will
mm-hmm,
not eat anybody else's cooking
I've heard him say it.
but mine for that very reason.
And I've heard some other men say, your brother says a lot of times, he says, I don't want nobody cooking for me, because it's like,
Mhm.
it is almost like that. It's an intimate thing. People don't really think about that, but it kind of is. And so be careful. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah, there's just nah.
Nah.
I know
Hey,
you might make some bomb crab legs, but no, ma'am.
no ma'am and no sir. Leave that alone. Don't open a door that you can't close. Okay.
No, no.
Yes. So number 8, you shall not steal. This one's kind of self-explanatory, right? Of course, don't go and rob the Piggly Wiggly or the Publix. But what I'm talking about here is consistently going over your household budget on food,
That's good.
like eating out too much, refusing to eat leftovers, or not making a food budget at all. This is money you're wasting and stealing from your finances.
Mhm.
Become resourceful and make a dollar holler. Okay? So yeah, you don't, yeah, I pretty much said it. Yeah. Be resourceful. Learn how to make because if you don't make a food budget, and you probably can talk about this one, it'll get out of hand.
It will.
Yeah. And never go to the grocery store hungry. I'm sure you probably know this, but you're going to, and I did it the other day. You will overspend every time because everything looks good. And you will put stuff in your basket that is not on your list. That's another one of mine too. Don't go to the grocery store without a list.
Yep.
You're going to overspend. So, those are just tips that I know that work and don't work. So, if you want to keep some more money in your pocket and in your household, try these. Don't overspend. Don't go without a list, and don't go hungry to the grocery store.
Half of it, planning is half the battle.
It's planning. That's really all it is. It's planning. That
Yep.
is so true. That is so true.
You talk about not going over the household budget. First of all, you gotta have one, and you
That's
have
right.
to strongly consider, if you don't already, making a meal plan, even if it's rough and even if it starts out as part of the week. Filling in what you know, because life happens.
That's it.
But it's easier to be, in a good position where life does happen if you had some sort of plan to begin with. Some people meal prep. I used to, I don't anymore, to be honest. But I at least try to lay out my lunches and my dinners. And if you're a breakfast person, lay all of that out so I know what I'm buying.
Exactly. That's exactly what I do. I write my meals out, and then the ingredients that needed for those meals, the things that I have at home and those that I don't, and that's what I make my list out of. But people, check Mac the Maverick, her blog out. She has an excellent writing or excerpt or whatever blog post. I'm sorry, that's the word. On meal planning. It is. She goes through all the details on how to do it. So check it out. It will help you. It will help you.
Yeah. Because I knew, but like adjusting to this period of my life where I went from cooking for one and eating to eating for two, sometimes three.
Right.
And managing all of that, it put me in a tailspin. And $7 a meal, at minimum, if you're eating out, if you're going to McDonald's, you're going to spend about $7.
That's right.
A meal times 2, times twice a day. If you did that just once, you're at $30. Multiply that across the week. If you did that,
that's unreal. Yeah.
That's a bill.
That's a bill. That's a bill.
Or the $7 Starbucks coffee that some people get every morning. That for 30 days, you do it every day. It's a couple of $100 just on coffee.
Yes. So yes, if you start consciously thinking about those things and then start planning, you will see some holes, or you will see where your money is actually going. And if you're foodies like Shafron and I are, you'll see a lot of your budget is on food.
Absolutely.
And so you have to start looking at the other ways to cut some of those expenses. All righty. Number 9, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Now, most of us might say, I'm not going to lie on my neighbor, and certainly not about food. But wait, gossip. Girl, have you seen her lately? She gained about 100 pounds. Now you know she doesn't need them donuts. I'm always seeing him at the Golden Corral. That's the last place he needs to be. But you're obviously there too, because you saw him. Okay.
Yeah.
But the point is, you don't know the real struggles with food people have unless you've been there and done that.
Mhm.
So let's not be so quick to bear false witness. Yeah. And so my point, yeah, you really don't know. You look at people and you say, oh, they don't need that, or that they could just lose their weight, or this or that or that or that or that. We just talked at the top of the hour about food addictions. And so yes, on the outside looking in, they're eating a dozen donuts, but there's something more. 9 times out of 10, there's a driving force that's pushing them, and it could be addiction, food addiction. So where one person has one struggle, there's another person has another, and just because you can't identify with that one doesn't mean that you need to shame the other.
You know what? That's in our community too. You didn't got fat is not a greeting, and you need to eat something is not a greeting either.
Exactly, exactly. I already know that I've gained weight. I already know. So I don't need to add it. If you want to encourage me, there's another way to encourage me.
Right.
Another way. But that's not it. You're exactly right. That is not it.
Yeah, and you just never know. There's an assumption that just because a person is larger that they're out of shape or whatever case may be, that may not be the case at all, or vice versa. Like we
Just
saw
because
with
they're
Chad,
thin, that they're healthy.
absolutely. We saw with Chadwick Boseman, he had lost all that weight, and people,
Sure
were making
did.
a lot of speculation about
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
control or whatever the case may be, and it
Mm-hmm.
turned out he was really sick.
Exactly. Exactly. So you just don't know. So just don't gossip people. Find out the deal before you start all that talking. So
Mind your plate. Mind your
mind your own plate. Good one. All right, people, the last one, number 10. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor. Have you ever decided that you're going to start eating better and you go to the restaurant with family or friends, begin to look at the menu and start asking your table neighbors, what are you going to get? Now, you've been strongly considering the grilled chicken salad with vinaigrette, best choice for you. But your friend says, I'm ordering a real pulled pork and sausage platter with fries and baked beans. You say, I think I'm going to get that too. What? Now your blood pressure going to be through the roof, your cholesterol off the charts. What you've just done, my friend, is covet your neighbor's plate. Know your limits and don't do it. Guilty as charged. Have made up my mind. I'm gonna eat light, everything. Your dad, he orders. Oh, I'm gonna get the. That's what that is. The big platter.
Exactly.
And no discipline. And because I see that's what I want. I want what he got. Order it, and it's always 9 times out of 10 regret.
Be
So
up all night.
all night. So don't covet your neighbor's place. Don't covet your neighbor's place.
And don't go out to eat with your neighbor and they buy an $80 steak and you can't cover it on your check.
That's another way to
The
covet
appetizer and be happy.
it. That's another way. That's right. You may can eat that, and as far as caloric and health wise, but can you afford that? So that's another way to covet. You don't know what they got and how they got what they got. So you better know your limits on that end too.
That's
Good.
the worst when you got a group of friends that's always going somewhere super expensive and you trying to be on a budget. You might go and get you an appetizer.
Exactly.
Leave a little bit and go through the McDonald's drive-through, or get you. So I'm just gonna have me something to drink.
Exactly. Oh goodness. Yeah, that's
Get
a
y'all
hard.
next month.
Yes, yes. Well, that is it, my friend. That's the 10 Commandments of food. I'm trying to adhere to them. Trying. But if I fail, that's okay. I'll get back up and keep trying.
Yeah. I fall short of the glory.
We all fall short of the glory. That's true. But that's it. That's a wrap.
You know what though?
What?
I'm hungry.
That's what I say. Leaving here to go get a what? Snack.
A snack.
Snack, people.
A snack. Well, I hope that you all have enjoyed chatting with us. Let us know what your thoughts are about food and your relationship with it. If anybody is interested, not to assume everyone knows, the Ten Commandments are in the 20th chapter of Exodus.
Yes.
Exodus. I said Exodus.
Yes.
Of Exodus in the Bible. So if you want to actually check out that passage of scripture, you can do so in your own time.
Well, it's been good, people.
It's been real.
Yeah. So until next time, have a great and wonderful evening. Bye-bye.